Let's jump into the world of lifetime ISAs. Leases? Lices? I'm gonna go with lices. In this video today, I'm gonna break it down into 4 parts, which will cover everything. First things first, I'm gonna talk about the general need to knows when it comes to lices. Then I'm gonna take a look at the specific things if you're looking to set up a LISA as a first-time buyer. Next, I'm gonna take a look at everything you need to know if you are using your LISA to save for retirement. And finally, I'm gonna take a look at, in 2021, where are the best places to open up your LISA? I'm gonna show you where I set mine up. Let's start with the 5 general need to knows when it comes to LISAs. Important fact number 1 is that the government will add a 25% bonus on anything you put into your LISA up to £4,000. So if I put in £1,000, the government will put in £250. And if I use my full allocation of £4,000, the government will add in another £1,000. Pretty cool. Now that £4,000 limit refreshes every single tax year. So you can continue to put in £4,000 and get an £1,000 bonus from the government every single tax year until the age of 50, where you will no longer get the bonus. Some small side points about the bonus. It's paid into your account monthly, and it normally will take 4 to 9 weeks to enter your account. Even more importantly is that the bonus that goes into your account counts as your cash that you can get interest on. It's just a win-win all round. Important fact number 2 is that you can only open up a LISA between the age of 18 and 40. Now, that's actually pretty cool because let's say you open your LISA when you're 18 and you use your full £4,000 allocation every single year until the cut-off age of 50. You can get a bonus of up to £33,000. Not bad. And on the flip side, let's say you're at the oldest age where you can open up your LISA, which is just below 40, so 39. You can get up to £11,000 into your LISA contributed by the government. Important fact number 3 is that there's going to be a penalty if you don't use your LISA towards a first-time property or towards your retirement. And those are the 2 parts that I'm going to break down in even more detail later on in this video. So if you do take out your money for any reason other than the 2 that I just stated, you will face a 25% penalty, which will not just remove that 25% bonus that the government put in, but will take another 6% out of your original contribution into your ISA. So don't even think about opening up a LISA unless it's for one of these 2 particular reasons. Important fact number 4 is that you are not trapped holding a LISA with the original provider that you opened up your LISA with. And that breaks down into a few clauses, so let me get into the details. The first thing is that you can own more than 1 LISA, as long as you only pay into 1 LISA per year. So let's say in 2020, my LISA was with Nutmeg, I can open up a fresh LISA with Moneybox in 2021. The next important thing to know is that you can even move all of your Nutmeg LISA over to your Moneybox LISA. However, if you want to do it during the current tax year that you're paying into your Nutmeg LISA, you're gonna have to move it all over to Moneybox. If, however, it was an old Nutmeg LISA from the previous tax year, you can move part of it or none of it. Up to you, really. The 5th and final general need to know is that you can open a lifetime ISA, a cash ISA, and a stocks and shares ISA all in the same year. When it comes to ISAs, you have a £20,000 allowance every single tax year. And remember, you can only put in up to £4,000 into a LISA. So that leaves you with up to £16,000 to put into other types of ISAs. And to break that down even further, your LISA itself will then be converted into either a cash LISA or a stocks and shares LISA. But we'll get into more details about that in the final part. Next, let's take a look at all the things you need to know if you are opening up a LISA to contribute towards your first time property. First, you can only open up a LISA if it's contributing towards a first-time property anywhere in the world. And that includes even if you inherited a property and sold it really quickly, or inherited just a share of a property. Unfortunately, if any of those are you, then you won't be able to open up a lifetime ISA towards a first-time property. The next important thing you need to know about LISAs being used towards a first-time property is that that property has to be under £450,000 in value. It's quite a lot actually, so if you're looking for more than that, LISAs aren't for you. Third important thing to know is that LISAs are 1 per person. So if you're in a couple and you're saving towards your first time property together, you each need to have your own LISA. You can't have a joint one. The 4th important thing you need to know is that if you want to use your lifetime ISA towards a first time property, it has to have been open for at least a year. So if you're looking to buy a first-time property really soon in the near future, then just open up a LISA and put £1 into it. Because remember, you need to have it open for at least 1 year prior to buying any property, and that £1 will set the clock rolling. The final piece of information is for people out there that have a LISA and a Help to Buy ISA, which unfortunately you actually can't open anymore in the UK. If you've opened both and you have bonuses in both of them from the government, you can actually only use one towards your first time property. So this is what I would do. If you have the same bonus in each, use your lifetime ISA towards your first time property. And that's because you'll just lose the bonus on your Help to Buy ISA, but you'll keep all the interest that you've earned. Where on the flip side, let's say you were to use your Help to Buy ISA and not your lifetime ISA, you'll actually have to pay that penalty that we spoke about earlier on your lifetime ISA. So using your LISA is better than using your Help to Buy ISA. Now let's take a look at all the need to knows if you're using your LISA towards a retirement saving plan. The first thing is that you have to be in it for the long haul. You cannot touch your lifetime ISA for retirement until the age of 60. So that is something to bear in mind. The second thing is that unless you are a self-employed basic taxpayer, there is not a lot of reason to use a LISA towards retirement. There's a lot of technicalities about this one, but it all stems down to a lot of calculations about if you're employed, your pension comes out of your pre-tax salary, which gets a lot of benefits for you and actually outweighs the benefits of opening up a lifetime ISA towards a pension. The final thing to know is that if you are going to open up a LISA towards retirement, it's better to have a stocks and shares LISA than a cash LISA. That's because the time span that you're going to be holding onto that LISA for will normally get rid of the volatility of the stocks and shares ISA, meaning that you'll probably have better interest in the long term than if you held it in a cash ISA. Now we're on to the final part where I'm going to share with you the best places to open up your LISA in 2021. Bear in mind that today is March the 14th. So a lot of this might change in the future, but as of March the 14th, 2021, here are the best places to open up your LISA, depending on some certain technicalities. If you're looking to open up a cash LISA, the best place currently to do that is on Moneybox. They currently offer an annual interest rate of 0.85%, which does include a bonus, but it's currently the best one on the market. So if you're looking for your money to grow at a steady rate with no risk involved, that's the one for you. Next, let's take a look at the best places currently to put your money if you're looking to buy a stocks and shares LISA. Now this splits into two parts. So first, let's take a look if you want to individually buy stocks and shares with your LISA. The two most recommended places for this is either AJ Bell or Hargreaves Lansdown. Now, there's a lot of different technicalities when it comes to this in terms of which is actually the cheapest site, because there are going to be fees associated with buying the individual stocks and shares, the cost of having the fund itself, as well as many other variables. So when it comes to this, please do your own research, look into both platforms, as well as any other platforms that allow you to buy individual stocks and shares. The reason that I've recommended these two is because they are quite cheap and they are very established, but always do your own research. On the flip side, if you're looking for a stocks and shares LISA where you're not buying individual stocks and shares, you're just putting your money into somewhere that has a passive fund that you can invest into, then the place that I would recommend is Nutmeg. And this is for a couple of reasons. The first is the extremely cheap fees that are associated with this. The second is the ease of use of the platform. They have an amazing app, and if you're a beginner and you don't have a lot of understanding of stocks and shares, then this is probably one of the best places to open up not only your lifetime ISA, but also a stocks and shares ISA. And finally, they have really good performance over the past few years if you're holding your money in there for the long term. And remember that if you are going down this route and you're not quite sure in terms of what risk level to do, higher risk if you're looking to keep your money in there for 5, 10, 15 years. Lower risk if you're looking to keep your money in there for only a couple of years as you're thinking you're going to buy a first-time property very soon. So what do I do with my lifetime ISA portfolio? Well, I'm currently in the third bucket where I have mine with Nutmeg. And that's under a fully managed portfolio where I set the risk to a level of 4 out of 10 because I'm 23 years old, I'm working my first job, and hopefully if I can get on the property ladder as soon as possible, that is an ideal situation. So for me, I want to lower that risk level to ensure that the volatility of my lifetime ISA isn't too extreme. However, one thing to bear in mind is that you are getting a 25% bonus from the government. So for example, let's say you put your money in £4,000 full allocation, you get the £1,000 from the government, so that's a £5,000 pot to invest into a stocks and shares ISA with. That's quite a nice safety bracket for investing. So if you are worried that the money might lose a bit of value over time, Hopefully, in the most extreme case, you won't lose money beyond that £4,000 initial investment that you put in. And that's just something to bear in mind. Now, that covers absolutely everything you need to know about lifetime ISAs. Now, of course, this is not financial advice, and always do your own research, especially if you're going to be investing in stocks and shares with your LISA, because as always, stocks and shares come with risk. So do your own work, do your own research, and good luck on your lifetime ISA journey. And if you have liked this video, then do drop it a like. Subscribe to this channel for more videos just like it, where I'll be breaking down things for you here in the UK. And as always, see you next time.